I was born and raised in Harlem. I had an uncle who was a photographer, but I remember him developing some 2 1/4 film at home, and I was really curious because it would take place in the dark. I was caught then. I said, this is magic, I want to learn magic. Jimmie Mannas, who we grew up together. I gave him all of my uncle's equipment and my equipment, said, here, you can have it, I'm gonna be in the streets. Yeah, this is 1957, somewhere, 58. We run into each other in the 60s. He said, hey, I'm working in a lab, there's a bunch of guys getting together to start a photographic group. At this time, I understood if I stayed in the streets, I was gonna wind up dead, in jail, whatever. So I said, absolutely. Now it was a group, 2 groups. It was Camera 35 and another group of photographers. We decided that we're going to combine and become Kamoinge. This is the 60s, there's a black consciousness, and that's why we really took the name, because we were trying to show our consciousness and our cultural awareness. Adger Cowans had come to New York with a degree. Louis Draper come to New York with a degree. Fennar had been in Japan, so he'd studied Japanese art. So now here I am, this kid, all I know is high school photography. And for me, it was my way out. So I emerged myself. But I went to Louis Draper. Louis Draper had his enlarger on the floor, so we had to print on our knees. Louis Draper lived in the building where Langston Hughes lived. So Langston Hughes now, so now we got Roy DeCarava, we got Langston Hughes as mentors of the group. So we became a family, not a group. We called ourselves homies, right? So we even would go out and shoot together. And that's where I think my mind opened up. Kamoinge is, for me, like going to the Sorbonne. It was like going to the finest university of art that you could go to. We got together because we wanted to produce positive images of our community. I think that was at the core of Kamoinge, in the sense that we loved and respected our people, and we wanted a fair representation of them in the media. It was like, the nationalists is more about the politics, we were more about the culture. We were more about the visualness of Black people. There were so many interesting characters, there was so much to shoot. Sometimes I never got off my block. So foremost is around the corner from where I live, I learned metaphors. So the metaphors were for me related to the cops, foremost. That they were foremost threat in Harlem was the police. So there's an organization called Third World Newsreel. I've started shooting camera work for them, a lot of demonstrations. Actually went to the White House and did some demonstrations in Washington. So I'm kind of the only Black cameraman that they have in there. So when the trip came up to go to Cuba, I went down there as a cameraman to do a film on the Isle of Pine. It was one of the most important political things and that I did. I used to lock myself in my room, and I used to read a book by Che Guevara and Mao's Little Red Book to get up to speed to the Cuban kids that would ask you political questions that I didn't know the answer to. So these were like, again, it was like taking a crash course in political science. So Kamoinge has this incredible history. And then what happens, and I think what really compounded Kamoinge's success, is all of us branched off individually and got great attention. Kamoinge has had enough of us falling out with each other, getting back together, leaving the group, coming back to the group. I don't like him, I don't like what he said, but again, family. We all know how it is to deal with family over years. Sometimes it can get very intense, but I think we all love each other, and we'll do that.